Hey, Rick Tobin, Premier Hotel Realty and Fort Lauderdale Beach happenings. I'm here with Paul McCraken at Seesaw Fish Market.
That's it.
And we're going to talk about maybe a little bit more than stone crabs, but first I want to let Paul introduce himself, tell you a little bit about himself and about maybe the market here.
Absolutely. We've been open, this December is going to be 5 years. December 7th actually is the exact date. We started here basically from ground zero. Amy opened it up, I started running it, and we haven't stopped.
All right, you got a little bit of background in the marine industry?
I do. So I graduated from college, I got my bachelor's in marine biology. Left there, went to Miami Sea Aquarium, volunteered there for a while.
Really?
And then, oh yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And then basically left that, didn't follow up on the marine biology part, just went fishing, did a lot of chartering and stuff like that. Went to Bimini, Bahamas, the Keys, kind of everywhere there was water, chartering people for fishing and diving. Left that part, started getting into a bottling business. Ran that for about 5 years, and then came across Amy as she was opening this place up, and that was it. The rest is history.
All right, so you got a little bit of background in the marine industry,
I do.
And you know, right now it's stone crab season.
Stone crab season.
And you sell a lot of stone crabs.
We it started in October 16th was stone crab season, and this year's been kind of iffy with the storms and everything. So. Basically what happens is any kind of interruption, in the weather is going to affect the stone crabs. So if there's cold fronts coming through or the water's really choppy, we get a strong northeast wind, all that has effect on the stone crabs and the pricing. With unfortunately the storm that happened on the west coast, that did a lot of damage to a lot of the traps got moved. A lot of the boats obviously were demolished. So most of the crabs now are coming from the Keys. They're coming from north, Tampa and north, but we're getting ours from Alvarado and the Keys and Key West.
So obviously this is going on the internet. A lot of people could be watching this anytime. So we are now in November of 2022, and the storm that he's talking about is Hurricane Ian that crashed through, and most of the stone crabs are caught where?
Shallow water. Most right now they're caught in the Keys.
Shallow water, Keys, Thousand Islands.
Exactly. So Everglades City was the main one. The Keys is the main one. Anywhere that's shallow between 5 foot of water to 15 to 20 foot of water is where the stone crabs are.
Okay, so a lot of people are going to be watching this from out of the area. I think really the only place they catch stone crabs primarily is Florida, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so we're in the middle of stone crab season, which lasts
March.
Till March.
Yeah.
So they do have stone crabs here. How does somebody know, what should they look for when they're buying stone crabs?
Best thing to look for is the end are called floaters. So if you want to follow me, I'll grab one.
Sure.
And show you.
Okay.
You grab a stone crab, this part right here. See it, sorry, get it in the camera for you. This is where you're going to see if it's a good stone crab or not. If this part is hollow, there's no meat in there, they call it a floater. So what that is the meat is not the full size of the shell. So it shrinks down on all parts of the joints, and then here will be hollow, and you'll hear it. These are solid. But when it's a floater, it's going to sound like a hollow sound.
And they don't have a floater here to show you the hollow sound.
No. We don't have that problem anymore.
Okay, so
That's the main thing with stone crab is the weight. When you have a large stone crab, a jumbo stone crab, and you have that hollow part, it's going to weigh as much as a medium. So you're losing on a lot. You're paying more for the shell than you are for meat on the floaters. So you make sure it's a solid stone crab.
Okay, so a lot of people don't know the whole take one claw, right claw, left claw. What's that all about?
So what you do is when you get a stone crab, it's legal to harvest both claws. A lot of commercial fishermen do it, some don't. It's kind of a 50-50. It's a touchy little Because what happens is when you take both claws, the predators can, there's no way to defend them. So the octopus, the shark, like nurse sharks, grouper, they're going to eat that stone crab if there's no claws. That's the only way of defense. They eat, not with those pinchers, but they eat, so they're still going to feed.
Right.
But if there's any predators around, it's going to be an issue.
Okay.
So a lot of the commercial fishermen will take one claw and release.
Okay.
Some do both, some do. It's all a personal preference on the commercial fishing.
And those claws grow back in a year to 3 years, depending on the size.
About a year, it depends on how big it is. A smaller crab's going to grow back faster, believe it or not, than a bigger crab.
Okay. All right. What else? How about cooking them? What do you tell people?
They're cooked. They're already cooked. So what happens is when people come in here, a lot of times they don't realize that the stone crab's are already steamed. So basically, when the commercial fishermen bring them back to the dock, they have these big sacks, and they put them in. They steam them right there and then when they get to the docks. That way, they're fresh as can be, and you don't have to worry about it. And then they take them and they separate them into the medium, large, jumbo, colossal, etc., etc.
Okay. And what about serving? What tips?
Mustard.
Mustard.
Mustard sauce is the way to go.
Spicy.
No spicy. A nice sweet little mustard sauce.
Okay.
So,
what about the butter? Drawn butter.
Some people do butter.
Okay.
Personally, I think butter's more for the lobster than the stone crabs. I think the sauce makes that stone crab itself. But yeah, a nice sweet mustard sauce is the way to go with it.
Okay, so, and we are, as I say, we're at a fish market, but this is also a fish market and a restaurant.
And a kitchen, correct.
And a kitchen. So I had the mahi tacos the other day. Awesome, delicious. So it's one of the favorites here.
It's definitely, we have a big crowd that follows us for the mahi tacos.
Okay.
Taco Tuesday, we're doing 4 instead of 3. So on Tuesdays, it's a hit.
All right, good. What else are your other favorites? I see you got some huge lobster over there.
We got Florida lobster.
Florida lobster.
So this is not an average size lobster. This is pretty big.
That is a big one.
This is a decent one. This is a huge one. So basically, we get these same people that give us our stone crabs, we get our lobsters from.
All right. And for the divers, you can go right offshore, and if you're lucky, you find the lobster. You need to be licensed. You need to have your measuring, so you know all the rules, so you don't get in trouble. You need to not catch the egg-bearing females.
Definitely know you hit the law before you hit the water going for lobster.
Yeah, because
it's not a free-for-all, I promise you.
It's a big problem if you don't do it right, and it's not good for our ecosystem and the lobster sustainability. What are some of your other favorites while we're here?
I would say stone crab, lobster, snapper, the local snapper we get. We get a lot of local yellowtail, a lot of red snapper.
The red snapper, a star shell the other day was massive.
So that one, that star shell, that's the final result.
Wow. All right, so last question. You do yacht provisioning?
We do a lot of yacht provisioning.
So if you have a yacht, then you can always call me first and invite me out.
Exactly. Yeah, we do portioning, cryovacking, and delivering for the yachts. Cryovacking is basically taking all the air out, like a vacuum seal.
Okay.
So we take all the air out of the package, portion it, and that way, if they're going out for months, they'll put it in their freezer. It's good to go as soon as they open it up the package.
Okay, and we're going to try and put in the comments the information, the contact information, but I will tell you that Sea Salt Fish Market is in a little plaza. It's a 30-50 plaza? 30-20 plaza, excuse me, on the east side of Federal Highway, a little bit south of Oakland Park Boulevard.
Yep.
And how do they get in touch?
954-940-4726. Excuse me, 954-990-4726.
I gave you his home phone number.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
We'll put that in the comments. So if you didn't catch it, we'll have it in there. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
appreciate you coming in.
All righty.
Thank you.
Let's figure out how to end it now.